Yes, guys, you're welcome back to Smokey's football channel. I hope you guys are doing good. As Chelsea fans, we're not doing too good because, this is the kind of match we should be winning against Crystal Palace at home. If we have any ambition of making top four this season, these are the kind of matches we should be winning. But it's not too bad. It's a draw. It's not a loss. This is my review for that match. For those of you that watched the preview I did earlier yesterday, you realized my predicted lineup was very similar to that of Enzo Maresca. The only difference is that he played Pedro Neto on the left instead of Nkunku. And for that reason, I think that's why you see Pedro Neto was a bit exiled from that team in a way, because he didn't seem to click with the team. And that's why you could not see much going on from his side. But he has his reasons, and if you keep benching a player, then when is he going to get the experience and to click with the team? So it happens, he needs to keep playing, and over time he's going to get to gel with the team. So I understand why he must have put Pedro Neto there for this match. Yeah, so for those of you that are wondering about my head, I do this oftentimes once in a while, when I feel like it, when I get tired of the hair. So it's not something surprising for those of you that have, been subscribers for long enough. Yeah, so back to the match of the day. It was a very painful one. I'm sure even the players are really pained by the results of this match because they had it in their hands. They could have won this match easily. They could have won it very well. In that first half, Chelsea played so well. Cole Palmer, brilliant. Nicholas Jackson, brilliant. The only problem we always have with Nicholas Jackson is he doesn't finish the game. He needs to have that, predator instinct. He needs to have that killer instinct inside of him. But he doesn't. Whenever he gets there, I don't know, maybe he just relaxes or I don't know. But that's what's missing in his game. But every other thing, hold up play, passing, positioning, very good. But just to finish, which is actually the major job he was signed to Chelsea for. I hope he does well this season anyway. For Mudryk, played very well. Exceptional. It beat my imaginations today. I didn't know he had that in the way he was playing. But, as you would have it with young players, they tend to get carried away when they perform brilliantly in maybe some matches. Next matches, they start to get carried away and they start to, overdo it. There were instances in this match that he could have just laid a very good pass, and he did it just before the pass he laid to Cole Palmer for the goal. He had a couple of chances where he just needed to pass, do a proper drive for either Jackson or Cole Palmer, but he didn't. And, that keeps affecting our games. And this is the same. That's what you have with young players anyway. Young players tend to get carried away most times. But overall, it wasn't a really bad match. It's just, brilliance from the manager of Crystal Palace. That's how I just see it. And also from Enzo Maresca, because unlike the usual tactics Enzo Maresca used to do by, bringing in Sanchez to be part of the back four whenever either Gusto or Cucurella inverts into the middle to help the midfielders. Instead of that, he actually decided to move Caicedo back instead and allow Fofana to play as the right back, which was a good tactics left to me, because we were a bit more relaxed at the back. We're not too jittery because of, Sanchez coming to the middle, and before we could actually recoup and gather ourselves, most times we get broken down by, the midfielders and the break. But this time it's Caicedo moving to the back, and it was a bit more relaxed. But still, it comes to the brilliance of the Crystal Palace manager, because all he had to do in the first half, we were playing fantastic. Because the tactics were working very well, because he had done his own work on the Crystal Palace team, and he knew the way they played. So playing Caicedo in that position, moving back to join the back four, was good, because Mateta, was the only one that does the press. And if they are doing a low block and you have Caicedo only moving to the back, then it means you have the back secured and you have a whole lot of people, the whole lot, 6 players actually doing the attack, meaning that we could actually close up maybe almost to the middle midfield to do a proper press on Crystal Palace. But in the second half, the Crystal Palace manager changed it and decided to put an extra man, alongside Mateta to do the press, So if there are two people pressing the back four, meaning that Fofana and Cucurella would not be able to, overlap as used to, because they needed to help either of Caicedo or Levi Colwill at the back. So it was a bit tricky. It was, if you noticed, it was very difficult for us to play out from the back like we did. In the first half, we could easily play out from the back, because once they decide to press us, when we have the back four moving to the midfield, once they decide to press us, we could easily just spray the passes before they get close, because it's only Mateta they had up front. But when you have Mateta and one other person, it means that you have two people up front, meaning that Fofana and Cucurella needed to wait back to receive passes, and hence, our press and our play wasn't flowing as it used to. So that's why we had difficulties. And their goal, as expected, the team are just getting to know each other, and it's difficult for them, playing together as a defense. Although Levi Colwill and Fofana are doing very well, even with the back four, but because Caicedo has been given the responsibility of joining that back four, the transition of going back to the six, the timing is not that easy. And Enzo Fernandez is not so good when it comes to tackling. So long run, they had their chances. They were able to build up something in that middle, and they were able to choke Cole Palmer. And Cole Palmer had a wonderful game. Cole Palmer had a very beautiful game today. You could see, even in the midst of adversity, when there were a lot of players on him, he still, played. You could still see the brilliance in him, coming back to receive balls, spray passes and all. So you can see we have an actual gem in Cole Palmer. And I just hope the team gels well for them to, perform better later in future. So there you have it. My predictions for that match was 3-1 and the game ended 1-1. Our two goals must have been from Mudryk and Nicholas Jackson. So hopefully our next match we would be winning. I can't remember who we're playing next, but I'm sure it's not a big team, because it might just be one of those mid-table teams. I'll check. But I hope we win. I hope with this break we're having now, the team will be able to, train together more. And that part, I need to mention that there was a part when João Felix came in and were in the attack, the part that he beat two players. All he just needed to do was just lay a pass to Malo Gusto, and Malo Gusto would have scored. But because we didn't have that cohesion, the players haven't been playing together for so long. And they are young. Young players, they tend to want to, take the glory to themselves most times. They don't play together. You don't see players spraying passes to one another when it comes to the final third. Yes, in the midfield and at the back line, they tend to pass. Yes, they do beautiful play. But when they come to the final third, when, we are facing the goalpost and you have a chance to strike, instead of striking, the discipline to pass to the more open player. That happens with young players, and the coach needs to work on that. But I believe with time, playing together, things should start to get better. So that's my review for that match. I hope we get to see better games, better wins next time. If you're new here, do endeavor to subscribe. Click on the bell notification button so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. Give us a thumbs up and leave comments in the comment section. Till next time, peace.